We'll just all be robots, and we won't even need powerlifting because everything will be lightweight, baby, as it already is.
Everything's lightweight.
Of course, ain't nothing but a peanut. Okay, back to some fitness now. So yeah, first off, let's kind of talk about the different types of routines, the different types of workout splits that one may choose, and like why it is that we think, and as you guys might have seen on our Instagram, our example of a full body routine, why we think that that's one of, if not the best routine for someone to start out with when they're first getting into the gym, or even for someone who's a bit more experienced and they're simply looking for a little bit of a change in their routine, because also that sort of novelty aspect of just trying a different type of workout routine can give absolutely huge results to people who have been pigeonholed in the same methodology for an excessive period of time. So, like, Damien, what would you say are the main benefits and downfalls of a full body routine?
Yeah, so there's gonna be pros and cons to like every single little thing. It's just what can someone be consistent with, and more often times, like pros and cons of a full body. Full body, you're not gonna really get the opportunities to isolate muscles, like isolate your biceps, isolate triceps. Maybe you'll have some abs in there on your full body, but most people that I know who do full body reasons are is because they're always in a rush and they always need to get to work or get to their next job, do something quickly. So full bodies there's for people who need to be in the gym for like an hour. It's very quick, it's very efficient. The benefits of a full body. Another pro, I suppose, is people who do full body don't have to go to the gym as often, so they get to recover more than, say, someone who goes like 6 days, such as me, who has a completely different split than a full body. But there's for sure pros and cons to every single one. It's kind of like everyone's a programmer, kind of going back to like the AI. You just have to program accordingly to what you believe will get you the right opportunities and what you believe is going to fit with your schedule. So if you're not seeing the right gains or you're not seeing the gains that you want, you're probably programming wrong. So that's something to look at.
Yeah, it's a huge component of what we do in the gym and how our time is spent effectively, right? And so, like, being a little bit more specific about why it is that someone doing a full body routine doesn't necessarily need to work out as much. Well, typically, the exercises that we do in a full body routine, they're going to be more compound lifts, right? So they're going to be more loadable. We're going to have a bit more weight on these exercises, right? Because you wouldn't do a full body routine where you come and, like you said, you start with like your big pushing and pulling stuff, but you still wouldn't even finish with arms, right? You would more so just keep doing like 4 or 5 compound movements and you're already out of the gym after that, right? Like that's pretty much the whole workout because each of those movements, be it like, let's use the exact examples of the videos we posted. So first it's a Romanian deadlift, and then we have an overhead press, right? So two big compounds. We're hitting the pretty much entire backside of your body, mostly the backside of the legs with our Romanian deadlift. And then we're crossing our body with this superset. We're going to a completely separate system, which should be fairly well rested, being our push muscles, like our shoulders and triceps, a bit of chest in our overhead press. So you sort of get that really effective superset too of being able to hit your lower body and then hit your upper body and do it with pushing versus pulling muscles so that one muscle group is resting while the other is working, and that you only hit each muscle group pretty much with one exercise, but each of those exercises you do are a lot more intense, right? Because you can sure load a dumbbell Romanian deadlift a whole lot more than you could if you were to say come in and just do legs and do deadlifts and then do lunges and then do like a seated hamstring curl or a prone hamstring curl, right? Already by exercise number 3 or 4, you're doing machines or you're doing cables or stuff like that, right? Which is going to have a lot less weight compared to if you come and do a big pulling movement, then a pressing movement. And then what do we have? We have lunges and a single arm dumbbell row. after those two on that workout, right? So it's all very large compound movements, which challenge you to work very hard and get quite a lot out of each individual exercise. Whereas like break down like an upper lower or a push pull legs for me, Damien. Think about like how that would work and what are some of the pros and cons of that workout.
Yeah, so like for me, for instance, I go to the gym 6 days a week for a push pull leg split. That's actually the split that I'm going to be transitioning into because for the week I did full body, and those honestly kicked my ass really really hard because I am someone who never really did supersets. I just didn't really like supersets. But yeah, for sure,
About time.
supersets. If you're doing a full body, I honestly didn't. I wasn't expecting supersets to kick my ass the way they did, but they totally did. Um, Going into the push pull legs, pros and cons of it. Going first, pro, if you like going to the gym more often, I mean that's definitely a pro. I'm someone who likes going to the gym more often, fits my criteria. You get to do some more isolation exercises such as like triceps, biceps, but you also get to like dedicate a whole day to just like chest, to back, to legs. It's really nice. With that, same thing with me going to the gym 6 days a week. With every single program or split you do, you have to fatigue manage yourself appropriately because if you're going 6 days a week and you're in the gym for like 2 to 3 hours, you're not going to recover the greatest. So, like for me, I'm in the gym for, I would say, maybe an hour and 15 minutes tops. Nice, quick, and efficient. I really like it because first day is going to be a push. So I get to focus on like chest, tricep, shoulders. Pull day is going to be back and biceps, really. And then legs is just purely legs. A con to it is potentially like I don't get to have heavy compound lifts like a full body person. I don't get to load as much. However, it's just understanding what you're going to be doing as a programmer once again, because you're the programmer at the end of the day. And unless you have a coach, then you're the one that has to take responsibility over what you're going to be seeing in the coming months.
Right. And it's like tailoring that program to your goals as best you can, right? And ultimately trying to periodize, right? Trying to sort of switch out of different, be it workout routines or different entire methodologies of training, right? Say with your full body routine, you're going for more of like almost a muscular foundation, right? But then as we get a little bit more advanced, when we switch to say something like a push pull legs or an upper lower split, we're starting to get quite a bit more of a hypertrophy type stimulus, right? Because we're able to do higher reps and lots more volume, lots more exercises and reps in general, right? We're getting more so towards that hypertrophy, but there's also two parts of hypertrophy, right? Our myofibrillar versus sarcoplasmic. So we need that sort of high rep stuff, but we also want to get more strength training, right? Which strength training would almost always go kind of at the end of our periodization after we've already built sort of this foundation and then we built some muscle and then we go ahead and we sort of use the muscle that we have and we use the skill that we've built in exercising with these other types of sort of foundational blocks of training before we switch all over and like pigeonhole ourselves into one methodology that we like, right? Because that's also something really big that I want to keep getting across with this podcast is that